For the work that we're going to do today on the irrigation project, we're going to go ahead and remove some of the additional soil that we need to so we can get the cinder blocks down low enough. We're going to bring in a compactor that I want to show you all a little bit of a tool hack that I came up with to allow you, if you already own a hammer drill, to easily compact your soil. And then we're going to bring in some road base, and we're actually going to mix in a little bit of mortar with it. So it's going to have a little bit of Portland cement and some sand in there. And that isn't, the intention with that isn't really to create concrete. It's just to sort of help solidify the road base a little bit more so that we make sure those cinder blocks stay nice and level and reduce the settling as much as possible. So I went to the store today and picked up some hardy board. And these are hardy planks, and they're used for siding oftentimes, and they're, seems to me, I don't know exactly what the composition is, but it seems like it's pretty much, again, sort of like a mortar. There must be some Portland cement in there and some sand, and I'm sure some other proprietary substances to get it to perform the way they want to. But I got really lucky in that this is 8 1/4 inches wide, and it turns out that works perfectly with the cinder blocks. And so after we have the road base with the mortar mix in it, then we're going to put the hardy board down on top of that, and then put the cinders on top of that. All right, we're going to get the PEX pipe out of the way just so we can have some more room to work over there. So I'm going to go over here and stub up the irrigation line so that I can continue turning the sprinklers on for the yard. So I just want to kind of show you a couple of things. We're going to have a riser right here, and for the riser it actually is going to use plumber's tape. And so I know it can be tricky sometimes installing plumber's tape in the right direction. So kind of the process that I use is that if you consider that whenever you're tightening something, essentially you're turning it clockwise. Whenever I install plumber's tape, I sort of use that same process, just make sure that I'm looking at the threads, the way they're going to be inserted, and then same thing, just considering clockwise, and just keep wrapping that tape around it in a clockwise fashion. That way, when you actually go ahead and tighten it, instead of removing the plumber's tape, which is what will happen, this way it'll actually
you're blocking the sidewalk. I'm going to write you up for that, but
we've threaded in the riser to our T, which is a slip, and threaded, and in just a moment we'll go ahead and reattach it to the irrigation line. But before I do that, I want to put in this stub section so that we can get the irrigation lines run into the plants. And one thing I just wanted to show is that the reason I'm using such a long section of pipe is so that it allows me to have the flexibility in the future when I come in to put in that PEX to PVC adapter, that I can just choose anywhere along here that I find appropriate. Whereas if I just tried to solve the problem, cap this off during my irrigation, and I put in, let's say, like a 1-inch nipple right to a PVC slip cap, then if I found out that I actually needed a little more length, I'd actually have to potentially go through, remove the whole entire T and the riser, cut back, put in another coupler to give myself more length. So the luxury that you kind of have with PVC is that it's relatively inexpensive. So to put in a nice long section like this, cut it anywhere you want, gives you a lot of play, and then just toss the pieces you don't need and put in the PVC to PEX adapter where you need it. So let's go ahead and do that. One thing I kind of wanted to show y'all is a little bit of a tool hack, is that unfortunately I found myself in a circumstance a couple of times now where the brush that comes inside of the can of the PVC glue, for whatever reason, just becomes unsoldered and falls off. And so then you still have half to 3/4 of a can left of PVC glue. So what we found out works pretty well is using a sponge brush. And you can just, pick these up, probably 10 of these for relatively cheap, But that way it allows me to at least continue using the PVC glue. And so we just sort of, apply it in the manner that you would imagine. And then we'll go ahead and get these fit. So just kind of, I like to always keep in mind that it's okay to be a little innovative and experimental, because sometimes that adaptability is going to let you finish a project instead of running back out to the store and spending more money.